Hello, and welcome to a showcasing of another powerful Genuine Healing private session with your hosts, me, Marvin Schneider.
And me, Jen Ward. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jane. Thanks to the listener for tuning in again. We're showcasing another private session, which you've quite literally just got off the Zoom
Yeah.
call on, and you wanted to record this trailer, this showcasing, so because it is very time relevant.
Yeah. So the there's two children in this session. The little girl is working on one issue, but the afterthought was doing the session on the little boy who's done so many sessions on me with me. And he has an aversion to doing sessions because he's just worked out a lot of his issues, and he's only 7. He just turned 7. So he's an old veteran at doing sessions with me. And before I knew I was going to talk to him, his dog came through and just mentioned. I just knew there was a dynamic with the dog. So I didn't know exactly what the dynamic of the dog was, but he doesn't know what I don't know. He just knows what I hint at. So I let him confess. And I asked him, what's going on with Buddy? I go, Buddy told me that, you made him feel bad or whatever. And is there anything you ever do to Buddy that you wouldn't want done to yourself? And then he confesses, and it's so much worse than what's actually happening and stuff. And so I explained to his little boy body what's going on. And the session went a little bit longer with him. It was only supposed to be 10 minutes. It ended up being like 45 minutes because we went into respect of um of his teachers, his mother, and I actually had to like rip some layers off him and the mom at one point. So it's really helpful to show the viewer what tough love looks like and how you can be loving and strict at the same time.
So you mentioned you've done quite a number of private sessions with this family, the mother, the son, and the twin daughter at various times over the last year or so. This is the most recent one. What's interesting about these sessions for me is that they are showcasing a pretty important thing, which is parenting in higher consciousness. So the mother is very focused on parenting in higher consciousness, and she's very aware of the energy dynamics between mum, son, daughter, and the two siblings. And so you're helping that along. And wouldn't it be great if, every family on the planet would avail themselves to the opportunity of understanding the dynamics of the family in energy?
Yes, and actually I don't say this lightly, we are actually changed the trajectory of the little boy and the whole family already by the energy work, the intense energy work that we've done. I hope at some point the viewers get to observe that it is intense for anyone who's dealing with a very competent, perhaps controlling little soul.
Hmm.
So we've helped the mother put in boundaries on him when he's so little he doesn't know enough to fight them, and they'll stay in place for his whole lifetime so he doesn't end up backsliding and becoming a bully or abusive in any way, just from watching society.
Yeah. You mentioned something really important. He is 7 years old, and I don't think there's any particular malice here. It's just that he's 7 years old, and goodness, incarnating into a little body and going through the growing pains is never easy. I mean, at one level, you wouldn't wish it on anyone, but nevertheless, a lot of people incarnate, and you'd need to go through this process, and it's not easy. That's the point. And so, any assistance in energy ought to be, you know, priceless.
Okay, but here's the thing. Yes, here's the thing. Some of these little souls who are incarnating are so advanced over their parents and understanding energy. And what that means is that they know how to manipulate situations, they know how to perceive, and they're reading the room really well without ever understanding that dynamic or the parents understanding the dynamics. So there's nobody who can hold them accountable except me, because I know how to hold someone accountable physically, but also in energy. So here's an example. In the session, he wanted to do the taps and say them himself. And he started saying it, and his mother was all along, the mother was saying the taps for him. And he shut her down. He went like this and shut her down. And it was like, in energy, he's diminishing, he's shutting off her flow and saying, I'll do it. And as a little boy, that's okay, it's harmless. But then he did the tap wrong, and so I didn't let it slide. I go, do you do that a lot to your mom? And I actually told him, you are really disrespecting your mom. And that's really wrong that you do that. And he does do that. And it may seem okay when he's 7, like harmless, but wait till he's a big ass adult and doing that to his wife or his girlfriend or others. It's not acceptable. So we did get him to rip some layers off in this session as well.
Reminds me of, I don't think it's as prevalent these days, but I remember, I don't know, a decade ago, the whole talk to the hand thing used to be real big thing, and it's pretty obnoxious, pretty passive aggressive actually when you think about it.
Yeah, and this is worse than this. This isn't just stopping the energy of the hand. This is actually pushing the energy back and knocking the other person on their ass, and it's rude. There's things people do in energy that are very rude. As you might know in watching me, I get offended by things that other people don't even fathom as, an issue, but in energy it's rude. And what we need to do is teach the whole world how to perceive an energy.
So you raise another interesting and important point, and that is a lot of newly incarnated souls are energetically more advanced than their parents. And so the parents trying to do their best to raise these kids are at an energetic disadvantage because their kids are sort of, a generation more advanced in energy. And so I can't imagine anyone wouldn't want to some assistance in navigating the parenting roles and responsibilities. I mean, my personal opinion, and I think I've said this many times, is that parenting is the toughest gig on the planet. I don't care if you're, Mr. President or CEO of, major corporation. I think parenting is probably the toughest gig on the planet.
Absolutely. And what we're doing for these children who know how to get by all the rules, they see the limitations and all the guidelines, the laws and everything. We're teaching them self-accountability, because there is no getting back by the rules, because it always comes back to them. So what I do for these little children is throw it back into their face. I'm teaching them very, very basic but very important spiritual laws that are going to serve them all through their lives and serve their whole families.
The other thing, of course, is that around about this age, 5, 7, 10 maybe, is probably the best time to begin the energetic journey with you and to help the parents, because the young souls are probably a little bit more open and malleable at that point. In other words, they haven't been what's the word I'm after? Contaminated by social norms, mores, social media, and just help me out. It's just help me out describe this. It's like the ugly energy of negativity.
Yeah. Well, they are affected by it as little as 3 years old these days. I mean, where children would stay open more at 7 years old in the past, now it's like a 3-year-old. You have to get that innocence younger. But what's happening is when they go through puberty, their whole brain chemistry, their whole body chemistry changes, and it's almost like they have these hormones surging through them to tug at their thoughts, feelings, and past life engrams. So when in the past eras, a person at 12 was considered close to an adult. Now they have to have those past engrams that say they are an adult and stay stuffed in a child's body in this society. And there's a real internal struggle there. So if they can get that all untangled out before they hit puberty, they have a fighting chance of being more productive in life.
Yes, and we just put up a private session and a trailer video. It's entitled "Father and Son Healing," where a young fellow, he's I think he's 16, is going through
Mhm.
that dynamic exactly right now. This is a really aware and awakened soul. But nevertheless, at the age of 16, all of the things that go on within the mind of a 16-year-old is hitting him. And yes, then all of the triggering of the past life engrams and past life almost instincts in this particular case.
Yeah.
It's actually a really great reminder. You should watch that one as well. It's called Father and Son Healing. Highly,
And
highly, highly recommended to get your hands on that one as well.
absolutely. And this 16-year-old man, he actually, we know his past lives. He's been coming to me for sessions since he was at least 10. So this 10-year-old who's the love of his family's eye and is like has all these opportunities, doesn't realize how much more opportunities he has than other beings. Plus, he's spiritually aware. Plus, in a past lifetime, he was a Native American warrior, dynamic. So he's fighting all these engrams telling him that he's this badass, yet trying to like fit into society and fight with all the sabotages in society, like the phone and everything. It was funny in his session, his phone went off and he tried to inadvertently perk up and go get his phone. And remember I sat his ass right down and I go, you don't do that in my sessions. And that little thing is retraining the individual energy being of what's important.
Mm,
And so it's exciting to see these children who've been with me very young grow up and be dynamic
mm.
adults.
I think there's a real opportunity here for parents all over the world to, you're just the most amazing resource on the planet. So there's a real opportunity for parents all over the world to get some assistance in one of the most important jobs on the planet. This particular mother is doing a great job with her two kids, twins nonetheless. And so she's amazing. Jen, thank you for helping us showcase this particular private session. Take the opportunity to watch it. Jump onto the Jenuine Healing website, click the purchase link, scroll down, and you'll find a whole catalog of pay-per-view videos. They're very affordable. Um, you can get the best resource available to you for the price of a cup of coffee and possibly a slice or a cake. So do that.
Absolutely.
Please do that. Like, share, subscribe this particular trailer on YouTube so that others can find it and also benefit from all the amazing energy work that you're doing. Thanks for being with us, Jen. Look forward to catching you all next time, and bye for now.
Bye for now. I look forward to meeting every one of you.